everybody. My name is Key, and thank you so much for joining me on my journey. So today I wanted to talk about spiritual bypassing, which in essence is basically using spiritual tools, things of that nature, to avoid going deep, to avoid healing, to avoid facing your trauma, to avoid facing your wounds. Okay? So this would be, and I see a lot of this, a lot of it. People that are really into crystals and sound bowls, sage, Palo Santo, Florida water. All of the tools that will help you raise your frequency, help you raise your vibration, help you, it can assist you in healing, but that's not all that's to it. And when you focus, your pure focus is on all of that, but you never get to the root of anything, it's pointless. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your money. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to be a temporary fix. So you're going to feel good in the moment, but then you could turn right back around and 5 minutes later be triggered by something because you haven't looked into that. So it's kind of like, it's pointless to me. It's pointless to have all of these things, to have all of these tools, if you're not going to do the most important part, which is the shadow work, which is the healing, which is the journaling, which is the diving into your childhood, diving into everything that you've been through, all of your triggers. If you're not going to pay attention to how you are as a person, if you're not going to take the time to really get to know yourself, all of that shit is a waste. And so many people, especially now, because it's a great thing that a lot of people are waking up. It's a great fucking thing. But people I see are getting stuck in this revolving door of all of these spiritual tools, but they're not doing any of the underlying work. So it's like, okay, you got you have the sage, you got sound bowls, you got crystals, but you're still ugly on the inside. But you still get triggered by the small things. But you still have no self-reflecting skills. So ultimately, you're going to continue to stay in the same cycle, the same pattern, because you really haven't changed anything. So it's imperative that you take the time out to actually get to know yourself, get to know your wounds. It's a point in time where literally during your spiritual journey, you have to become like best friends with your fucking wounds. Like, I'm serious. In order for you to let it go, you have to really acknowledge it, really dive into it, really feel those emotions so that you can really move on and release the shit and stop being stuck in a revolving door, because the shit gets tiring. And I'm to the point where I'm tired, and I've been doing the work. I've been doing a lot of shadow work, a lot of looking into my childhood, looking into my past relationships, looking into doing self-reflecting of where I may have been a problem in certain situations, because you cannot always blame everything on the other person. You have a part to play in every aspect of your life and everything that happens to you. But it's still not, a spiritual journey is not linear. And I feel like that's where people kind of get it misconstrued, that like, oh, I'm on my spiritual journey, so I'm of peace, I'm of light, nothing ever goes wrong for me, I don't get angry anymore. That's bullshit. And if you come across somebody like that, tell them, cut the shit, because it's not at all linear. It's not at all like, oh, it's going to be just sunshine and rainbows once you start your spiritual journey. This shit is hard. This shit is painful. This shit hurts. It hurts not only to have to dive into those wounds, but also to realize, like, sometimes the people that you are used to being around, that you have in your inner circle currently, cannot go on this part with you. They cannot go on this path of your life with you. Because you have ascended And they're still here. And they might catch up at some point in time. If it's meant to be, it will be. But it's hurtful, like, you know how that saying that it's lonely at the top? It's lonely when you're ascending and when you're trying to be better and you're trying to be a better person, and everyone else is content with being the same person that they've been all of their lives. It's hard. It's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck setting boundaries. It's hard as fuck even sticking to those boundaries. I'll tell you, like, the easy part is setting the boundaries. Okay, I'm not going for this anymore, this, that, and the third, whatever. The hard part is actually adhering to those boundaries when you're faced with temptation, when you're faced with something that's like, ooh, but I want it. But it would be crossing my boundaries, so we're not going to do that. That shit's hard. So, I know I went from spiritual bypassing to talking about how the spiritual journey is not linear, but I feel like it's all cohesive. Take the time, do the work. Don't be so focused on the sparkling part of the your spiritual journey, so much that you forget about what really matters, which is discovering yourself, your unconscious self, your limiting beliefs, the habits that you have, the patterns that you have. Literally write down, if you're looking for love and you see that you keep attracting the same type of people, write down what it is that you keep attracting. If you have a pattern of, when it comes to money, you get money, you lose it. You get money, you lose it. You get money, you lose it. You got to spend it on this, spend it on that. There's probably some unconscious belief that you cannot hold on to money, that you're not worthy of big amounts of money. Look into that. Write all of it down. Journaling is so important on your spiritual journey, because it really helps you to keep track of everything that's been happening, everything that's been going on, and even to see how far you've come. I have journals from 2020 that I look back on and I'm like, girl. And even now I'm in a space where I feel like I have a lot more work to do. But looking back at my journals from 2 years ago, I'm like, damn, I came pretty far. Good job. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? So just keep on at it. This shit is fucking hard, but you can do it. I got faith in you. We can do this shit together. Again, my name is Key, and thank you so much for joining me on my journey.